get my food bag after I picked up my pack with no food in it. It's like, holy cow, this thing is light. Lessons learned or not. Anyway, it rained a little bit early this morning. Just I could hear it drizzling, but when I got out, the tent was dry and the ground looked fairly dry, and there's some blue patches in the sky, and it's breezy, but there are a lot of cloud. 2 miles to Damascus. I guess I'll be in Tent City. Hopefully it will not rain when I'm in there, so I can set up. That's the big thing. And I guess I'm just waiting now for the hostel owners to come up with the coffee they normally have in the morning, and tell us when they're going to drop myself and this other guy who's here too off of the trailhead. I'll just grab my food bag and maybe have a quick bit of granola and get ready. Otherwise there's some dark cloud over in that direction. Not so dark there, and blue up above me. So it's going to be a mixed day. We'll have to see. It's just starting to rain. I just entered the trail. The gate 20 is a little bit late, waiting for the shuttle to leave. The plan is to walk 21 to Damascus, get there about 6:30, and 10 o'clock get picked up at the Laurel drugstore to go back and have a cot, and then go back to Damascus in the morning. They'll pay the shuttle and just avoid having to deal with the tent city. So better put the phone away. We're coming down now. Won't probably be recording much. Should just be raining in the morning though, so by afternoon I'm sure I'll be back online with you. Just entered the field where Kat, the girlfriend of Rabbit at Rabbit Hole Hostel, mentioned about. As soon as you cross the fence, don't walk along the fence, look for the rock. And a guy was just jogging along and he said, "Oh, trail's over here." So I didn't make the mistake everyone else did. And when he found out I was from Canada, he said, "Oh, you know what I always say to people?" I say, "Do you know where Canada is?" And they look at me and they go, up your ass. Or up your ass. Anyway, bad joke. Okay, sorry. Anyway, it made me laugh. I guess so scenic with the changing clouds and the low sun popping through every now and then. I just can't help it, with it not raining at the moment, to grab a few photos, because I know it may not be so great later. Hope I get some of that free mountain house food that the can't remember, Riddler or Dizzy, the other vlogger who lives in the area, and he went to trail days yesterday, or Damascus, and he's there again today, and I will potentially get picked up with him tonight, around 10 o'clock, and go back. Oh, sorry. Oh. Anyway, he mentioned that, yeah, they're giving it away. So, hopefully I'll be able to grab 5 or 6 meals, save myself a few bucks. If come Sunday, I've got food to carry on, but I'll have dinners at that point then, because I think I only have 1 left. Two left, I think. 3 at the most. Like I should know what I have. And some lunchtime stuff with the peanut butter and that, but still need to get some tortillas, and like I say, the dinner is granola. I probably am okay for a few days. I still don't even know where the next supply point is. Like, I'm only thinking about today, barely tomorrow. Not really doing good planning there. I need to be better. Well, maybe tonight I'll be sitting in a bar or something and get some advice from other hikers who are much better at it than me. I'm about to head into the trees, so talk to you later. Just thinking about the email I got from my sister when I finally got some internet connection at the hostel this morning. About my cousin Frank, or Frankie, because I always thought of him. His mom passed away, my aunt, the first week of my AT. And now he's passed away. I was just thinking about who he had in his life other than his mom, and really, I don't know if he had anybody. Very sad thing to think. Anyway, I'm thinking of you now. Too late, I'm afraid, but maybe it's the mood with the weather. It hasn't really rained much at all this morning. It's just been kind of dark and gray. My pace has been okay, but I think about, why am I out here and those type of things. And in the iffy weather, it's very easy to feel like quitting. I don't feel so much like that when it's sunny and nice out. Just not all the time, unfortunately. But I don't have anybody really close, you know, relationship-wise. Haven't for a while. And I do miss that intimacy. You know, I have friends, I have family, but no kids, and no soulmate. So alone, put it that way. Anyway, kind of on a sad or bad note there, but I know I'll be in a dry bed tonight. Don't have to worry about setting up in the rain. I just have to hang out until 10 o'clock and get something to eat. And like I said, try to score some of those mountain house dinners that are being given out, hopefully still when I get there somewhere. Anyway, that's it for now. So this is the Queen's Knob shelter, no longer in service, but I guess people have used it. There's another shelter 1.4 miles further on, but that was like a 45-minute walk, and I didn't want to go on. This is like a 10-mile marker for me, so I did that in 4 hours. So let's say I do another 4, it'll be 1 o'clock. So I could actually walk out at 5 o'clock. Well, let's say I take it easier and I walk out at 6 o'clock or so in Damascus. It's not exactly 20 miles, probably 21, 22. So, let's say 6:30, just to be on the safe side, if not later. And I guess there are food trucks from what I hear, so I'll probably eat something. Now, it hasn't rained. It's still a very gray sky. The sun looked like it was going to pop out once or twice, but it never really did. Only had one person walk by. Excuse me. Since I stopped here, I need water. I'm down to just over half a liter, and the water is at the shelter, so 45 minutes I'll be there, filling up with water and carrying on, and hopefully dry off a little bit more. I'm a lot drier right now, the shirt, but and even the pants, but it's going to take another couple of hours easy of physical labor to dry off. I didn't get cold, at least, sitting here. Otherwise I would have put my jacket on or something. Got my wallet out, so I have money and credit cards for when I get into Damascus. Forgot to do that earlier. And yeah, we'll see what I end up eating when I get there. I'll have to lay out my food tomorrow morning, figure out what I really need for a resupply, find out where I'm going to be resupplying, that type of thing, while I'm in Damascus. Get that stuff. Maybe I'll take my empty, take the bag from the food bag and use that carrier, because I'll kind of be slack packing otherwise in Damascus, and see what freebies I can get and what I can eat. And I think the barbecue that somebody mentioned, ribs, brisket, and pulled pork, supposed to be there. You have to pay for it, but I'll pay for it. Otherwise there are, I guess, free goodies here and there, and hopefully that sun will come out, because that would really top off the day, make it a lot nicer than it is right now. It's just kind of like feeling moist and damp, and I don't want any more of that, but that's the way the day is. So onto the shelter, and many more hours, at least, I want to say 5 hours of walking, and feet are tender, so it's going to be a long walk. Took out my headphones too, so I can listen to something as I walk. Hopefully I don't end up tripping again. Anyway. Well, going just by what I heard at the shelter, the two girls talking. I guess one of their friends is working at the I-500, ND 500 this weekend, so I guess it's ND 500 weekend. Anyway, going for water. There isn't another mentioned source for 8 miles, and frankly, for the entire time I've been on the trail today, this is the first one indicated or even seen. Unfortunately, it's like 0.2 of a mile walk downhill, which means I have to walk it with the water back up. But I guess everybody does. I was getting pretty low in water anyway, below half a liter. And with 8 miles, about 4 hours of walking, whew, I need water. I'm sweating. And the sun has popped out, and it appears to be doing a fairly good job of staying out between little cloudy breaks, which is good. Means probably not going to rain. Well, I'm now in Virginia, and will be for quite a while, I believe. Why we call it Virginia Blues. You never seem to get out of it. And not quite an hour from Damascus. I just passed the camping ground that some people were mentioning they were going to 2 miles out. There are already a bunch of people there, and a little bit rowdy. But there were other areas where you could camp in that area and not be right next to them anyway. So, at the last shelter, there's a fellow who came along and I've been doing a lot of long distance miles, you know, on the well over 20s, even 35, I think he said he did, or 37. Anyway, we got on the subject of trail days and people who are back as far as Franklin, you know, Irwin, wherever it might be, and they're just hanging there. They're going to shuttle up for trail days, and then when trail days is over, starting tomorrow or day after tomorrow, they're just going to continue on from here. Then they're not going back to where they were, because there's this weird thing. I remember hearing Evan Outdoors, or whatever it was, said in one of his videos that a ThruHiker is classified as anyone who walked 2,000 miles on a trail. So these people have seen that, well, they'll still walk 2,000 miles even without that section, so they're not going to bother doing it. And I'm shocked by that. That people are just going to jump ahead. And it got even worse when he talked about how somebody he knew, or people he knew, who did an easy section. They went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth over it to make up the distance, so they didn't have to do the hard section. And so even though it was the same miles that they kept redoing, they did enough miles to say, to skip what they don't want to do and finish the trail and say they were a ThruHiker. And this all sounded to me like some weird tax evasion scheme or something, you know? Some loopholes that people are finding to be a ThruHiker, and they're using them. No, okay, maybe you want to slack back, big deal. That's up to you. If you want to keep redoing an easy section to avoid a hard one, well, I guess it shouldn't be any skin off my teeth. It's not my trail. I'm walking my own trail. But it just seems like, you know, someone classified $1 million as having, or being a millionaire, as someone with $900,000 and 2% growth per year in your investments. Well, that's not $1 million. Why would you call someone a millionaire just because they had that? Because somebody drew a line, and people think if they meet that line, they're there. When I was in college for photography, we'd have plenty of assignments, and my attitude was that every assignment was a potential portfolio item. Well, to a degree that sometimes it would be photographing some blocks and getting different gradients on them, but still, a lot of students looked at every assignment as what do they have to do, and what is the minimum they have to do to hand something in and get a passing mark. And other people would try to do that assignment and learn from it. And then other people, like myself, would try to do that assignment and make it extra special, that maybe this is something they can use later in a portfolio. And I just feel like these people who are doing these weird things to be called a ThruHiker are like doing the most basic, minimalist stuff to be able to call themselves something without thinking about what they're out here to actually do. So maybe I decide in a week I've had enough and I'm leaving. Am I a ThruHiker? No. I was ThruHiking, but I didn't become a ThruHiker. Because to me that means getting to the end, not just the 2,000 mile mark. That's my measurement. And so I guess I shouldn't, because there's no trophy or plaque or something you get that, no letters you put after your name. There's no one checking up on it. People I know will know I did it if I did it. And these people are just lying to themselves in my mind. But it's a lie they have to live with. And if they're okay with it, well, okay. But don't try to pass it off on me or people I know. Anyway, I just thought that was outrageously weird what people will do on an adventure like this, as good or bad as the day may be. It's been a long day for me. I'm very tired. I want to have something tasty to drink, not alcohol, and something to eat. And I would like to go to bed, but I gotta wait till 10 o'clock for the shuttle to pick me up, because I'm splitting out with that other guy, Zigzag or Riddle, I can't remember his trail name. So, anyway, I hope I find enough to occupy my time for 4 hours or thereabouts. It'll be getting dark by 10 o'clock for sure. My arm is tired holding this phone up, so I think I'm going to end it here. Film as I go into Damascus and a little bit of what I see. And like I say, the big thing will be getting something to drink and eat. So until then. Going to Damascus.
A place I could live. It's Tennessee blue.
Well, me and my pack are just sitting here. It's 10 to 9, and I have to wait till 10 for Kat to come and pick me up. Now, as I was walking across the bridge from whatever other part of Damascus I came from, where all the music and zips are, I thought I passed Rabbit. I didn't say anything. I should have said something with somebody. So maybe he's going to be picking me up. And anyway, for the next hour, I'll just be sitting here listening to Joe Rogan with not a very good interview, this one. Anyway, I've been beat most of the day. I got I went and ordered a pizza, a large pizza from one of the food vendors. Now, they didn't make a new pizza for me. They just took the pizza that was there for display by the slice and threw it all on a single paper plate, however many slices there were, and gave it to me for $12, whatever it was. But I ordered a 3-meat pizza, and I go and sit down at the table where I left my pack, and I'm eating one of the slices, and pretty much done the first slice. I think I might have started on the second one, and I'm kind of leaning forward on my knees, and all of a sudden a dog grabs either a piece of pizza or something, but he ends up grabbing the whole plate and he whips it off. And my whole plate with all my pizza lands on the dirt on the ground. And it's like, and the owner of the dog who was sitting behind me, at least he claimed responsibility for his dog and said, look, I'll get you a new one. And went and ordered me another pizza. I told him it was a 3-meat pizza, but I got just a pepperoni, or if that, back. It wasn't even that good, and it was colder than the one I'd given the first one. Said they were making it fresh. Well, I don't know, the people were lying to him or whatever, but it wasn't as good. But I did get to eat the whole pizza at least. I was talking with him and 2 other hikers, one name like oh, I can't remember. It was a really good name. But anyway, the three of them, and I don't think he was a through hiker this year, but he'd done it before, and talking about different issues. Like his pack is only like 18 pounds or something like that, and well, he's like 70 something, and he wasn't looking at buying any new equipment at his age. Didn't know how many more hikes he'd be doing, and yeah, I bumped into Turtle, who I met at Boots Off Hostel, and talked with him a little bit. He's in Tent City with his friend that he hiked with before. And saw Top Off and Hoot, the couple. Saw them yesterday, actually, before I fell and scraped my head. And then I saw them just walking into Damascus. And I saw a guy named Eagle and his dog Camel. He didn't see me, but I saw him walk by. But I didn't see anybody else I knew. So I didn't see Sarge or Fish. I did communicate with Cuddles. Apparently she's not going to be in Damascus until next week. And anyway, so assuming the shuttle does come tonight and I do go back and have a night's sleep, I'm hoping that they're not expecting to have another shuttle back here at 7:30 or 8 o'clock or something like that, because I mean, I gotta look at what food I need. I gotta figure out where my next resupply is gonna be, so that when I come in, I can, get some stuff at the Dollar General or the grocery store, and look at the booths and try out some packs and figure out what I'm gonna do. I also don't know if, at this point, if I'm going to stay at Rabbit Hole tomorrow night, or when they drop me off tomorrow morning-ish, I'll come with my whole pack and everything and just set up my tent in what they call the quiet area and just suffer through one night, because tomorrow morning I'll be up and off, and I don't want to have to pay for 2 more shuttles, one to go back to them and one to come back out here. So it's almost like maybe I should have gone to the quiet area tonight and suffered through, and I just forgot about it. Actually, I could. If they're not going to know about it or anything, I just won't be here for them to pick me up. Yeah, so I have to figure that out.